Preaching the word to the nation, Genesis to Revelation. Hold up, I'm a preacher with a beat in the background. I was looking for some action. Listen, encoding the scriptures to make you a Christian.
Lights on, it's your boy Cristalla, and today I got Caligraph in the house. Marcus. What's going on, brother?
I'm good, man. How's it going?
I'm all right, man. I'm good.
Many thanks for inviting us, for us to be part of this beautiful street light.
For real, man, I can't hate, man.
On the spotlight.
For real, man, I can't hate, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been saying the works, man. I can't ignore that.
No, I appreciate it, man.
For real, man. Before we go into the business, man, I want to know about the energy and the fashion.
I mean, obviously the energy, the energy is part of the persona and the character who I am. But when the energy really is pretty much high, it's called the energy doctor. Because it's a feeling. It's you can't catch it, but you can feel the energy and the excitement and all that say. But the fashion really is all about. It's how can you always be very expressive, but more importantly, I'm well within the creative journey. So each and every time, whenever you're doing whatever that you're doing, you need to find ways of how what you're doing really can, people will meet you at a different space through different things. So sometimes you gotta look good so that people can catch your vibe.
For real, man, for real. Because I first thought this guy is a model. Because when I first saw you, brother, till today, you always killing it. So does that has to do with your background, your culture, your art, or whatever, man?
I think one is probably I consider myself a Norman. Simply because I think I've grown up within the 5 different provinces of Zimbabwe, and to date I've traveled all of the different provinces of Zimbabwe, so to say. So that really has given me a diverse way of looking at things altogether. But more importantly, I absorb. I'm more of a sponge as well of every space and every influence that inspires me. So it's harder to really put me in a box, and so to say, I never think of myself as a box. I look at myself as water. I can fit into any other space and flow into every other space.
That's dope, man. That is dope, man. We got Marcus in the house today.
These
brothers are responsible for painting the city. Now I see your brothers are painting the buses also. You're like,
I know, man.
We paint this moving vehicle.
We definitely gotta do something. We always gotta change the scope, make sure that thing's amazing. And so to say, before, are we now in the calligraph business? Because if we are, guys, Caligraph really is co-founded by me and Nyasha G.I.L.
For real.
I couldn't be here, but at the end of the day, one half is better than
for real.
I feel love is always better than nothing at all. So out here, representing Caligraph today, and shout out to Streetlight, and we see the work that you're doing. But more importantly, thank you for giving the spotlight.
For real,
today.
man. For real, man. You know what I'm saying? When I look at you, and look at the history, maybe 5 years before, or maybe 10 years going backwards, I don't think this kind of art was really, really famous in our country. I mean, we would see graffiti on TV, on musical videos, and we kind of thought maybe something that is being done by the street goons, or maybe people that doesn't have anything to do. Just like when we were dancing, people that thought this is a type of job for people who doesn't have anything to do. You know what I'm saying? People, they just thought when you are unemployed, you can do this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I mean, can you explain to me how you have taken this into a profession? Like when we are starting at school, we are always taught, man, I want to be a pilot. I want to be a doctor. I've never seen people in my generation saying that when I grow up, I want to be a dancer. I want to be a graffiti, whatever. It's something that is new now when it comes to this generation. People, they've been able to express themselves in different ways, and they've been doing different things. Now we see things are changing because also looking at our country, we are not like those country. You know what I'm saying? You go to your parents now, then you explain to them maybe graffiti or maybe break dancing. They start knowing this from you. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, just give me a bit of background how this came to be.
So, okay. I mean, this really more than Caligraph just being a journey. Caligraph is a beautiful friendship between I and Nyasha. We met in school. That's around about 2012. Around about that time, our friendship grew. I come from a background where both of my parents are teachers. Nyasha's but it comes from a background of art and the culture of painting also is one of the things that has been necessitated and all through. Sonia has done also his education through EAT, National Art Gallery of Zimbabwe, but we pretty much went met each other at University of Technology. We were doing the same program, creative art and design. Then fast forward, we finished we finished the work that we're doing. As part of my attachment, I majored in advertising. Nyasha did journalism altogether. But when all of that was done, now you look at life and then you're just asking yourself, how best can you already know things that you can do and things that are available at your own disposal and through what's already there. So now the journey really was now, what next? What do we do with what we got? And more important as well, I think also the internship experience really made us understand that they definitely can be more to do, and there's definitely a lot of space that really can be explored as far as creating is concerned. So at the heart of everything else, we are creators. We lovers of creating. So now the question was, which expression do you really go with full on? So I think when we got done, that should have been 2016. So then now, what's the plan? What's the plan? What's the plan? Mm-hmm. So a travel, by us traveling down south to SA, it really made us look at, it really changed the perspective of like, wow. Because, first time when you actually also getting to experience murals. And in South Africa, the mural culture really is very, very big and very, very large. And it's well within the architecture of the city itself and in different other spaces. So this also could be a dope expression that we can actually reintroduce. And then, so when we actually eventually came back and then we started thinking like, okay, let's do this. We're thinking using murals for advertising.
Wow.
But then, Zimbabwe's got a different way of proving otherwise. There's certain concepts work, certain concepts does not work. But so throughout the journey, we did a teaser. Mm-hmm. Did 4 murals, one for Golden Pilsner, one for Chibuku.
Which year was this?
This was to date. I know we are turning 4 years.
Oh, for real?
This is 2022. So this is 2021. I'm too much.
yeah. For real.
So it's 2020. So let's see. 4 years from now, that'll be what? 2020, 2018. I think 2018. Somewhere around about that time. So fast forward to that, we come back. Like I said, we did 4 murals. This is for Golden Pilsner. These were full-fledged murals that we were like, okay, cool. Since we're going from mural for advertising, which are the brands that we want to do to entice and to make sure that they can buy into the idea. Golden Pilsner, Cadbury, Chibuku Super, Pure Drop.
Wow.
Right. Did 4 amazing murals within the Budiro space, in private spaces. Brought all the marketing managers to really to see and to have an experience. They were wow, they were chuffed. They were going to get back to us. And so far as the background, that's where it ended. But also it then made us rethink. Murals really can work in so many different other ways, right? And also what is on that? Then shout out to Enthuse, because they gave us our first commercial gig.
Wow.
That is a theater at the park. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Enthuse. Shout out to Mr. Davis Gusha. Because they hooked us up and they were like, okay, cool, because they'd seen the work that we'd done for those brands. Because they were like, we want to beautify our containers and all. Mm-hmm. Like, cool. Yeah. We are keen. Let's go ahead and do it. Mm-hmm. Did that. Mm-hmm. That came out dope. That was our first ever gig. And to date, I'm always thinking that things can happen. It was also affirmation that as much as we thought that we tried something, put out something, mm-hmm. and did all the best that we could in making sure that the parties that be engaged with it, they didn't engage with it. Really, there was really a space.
That's dope, man. Because looking at that, like you said, mural is not a culture that we are really, really used to. Mm-hmm. Though we identify it as something that is beautiful, but getting to appreciate the people that are doing it is the major issue. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And actually, when I saw that, didn't know that you guys. But I think I was there. We passed by when you guys were doing the one at theater in the theater in the park. And for me, you know,
by then, we're like our brand wasn't known.
But for me, I actually thought you guys were famous because you were actually really good at what you were doing, or maybe because I knew you guys, that's why I thought you were famous.
But shout out to you, man. Shout out to you.
For real, man.
The support is real. I appreciate it.
No, for real, because I saw you and Nyasha there, and your containers and your paintings and everything like that, and I saw you guys are doing out your things, and I was like, this is dope, man. At least they got guys that knows what they are doing and doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because you really, really, you know, there are people that looks like artists. Then when you give them the job, you'll be like, man, who did that? Then there are people that look like artists. When they do it, just like, yes, I got confidence in those guys, man. You know what I'm saying? And I remember we also did a project together for the mural, the one for the Jibilika.
Pepper.
Pepper. That's when I started knowing you guys. And I was really happy because also I myself, as a creative, you know what I'm saying? I've seen a lot of murals like that, and I relate to them in a different way, you know what I'm saying? And we've been waiting for so long. I mean, a shout out to the guys that have been doing graffiti. There was a guy from Bluewater called Billy. I don't know if you know Billy. He was Grand Gospel. I don't know if he's still around. But back in the days around 2007 when we were doing breakdancing, this guy used to be hired to do a lot of graffiti. And we actually used to have T-shirt, and he used to do the whole paint art. I think that was for me. Then I know another guy. I forgot his name. Those were the two people that I've seen. But I mean, what I more appreciate about you guys, though I really appreciate those guys, is the energy. You know what I'm saying? Do you get paid for all of these jobs? Because I see you do a lot of work in community, in commercial space, and I always see the energy is always, even during the COVID, the whole pandemic stuff, I saw you guys are painting in different communities and everything like that. Do you get paid for all the jobs that you do, or some of the things you just do it, I mean, out of your way?
I think here's one thing that we really have. Here's what we have yet to understand. If you love what you do, at some point in time you also have to make sacrifices for it. That's one. And that said, which means you never know who's watching what and who got enticed by what. So you have to stay creative. So at the heart of what we do is a mindset, is a whole thought process that we should stay creative. So staying creative at the end of the day doesn't necessarily mean that you create when you get paid.
For real.
Right?
Yeah.
It means by virtue of you getting creative, you're happy.
Yeah.
Because you're able to work, you're able to create.
You're able to create.
Right? When you actually get paid, that's also a plus.
Yes.
But the beauty really comes first from what? From creating.
From creating.
And so also to answer directly also to your question, it's in two ways. We have got work that we get paid for. We also have got our own campaigns that we do. And part of the bigger picture that really we have made really is like, how can you bring color within the city, within communities? How can you use mural as a means of education, as a means of engagement and community engagement all around the country? So it's not just the city alone. Now it's like in different communities altogether. So by that virtue alone, we are guided by that vision that we want to bring color in every space, and we want to do it differently. That's why when you see our branding, it's Caligraph done differently. The idea is it's already done, but each and every time whenever we do it, how can you keep and make sure that the different effect or the different aspect is left into that?
Calligraph done differently.
Done different.
Line, man, you know what I'm saying?
Done different. It's already done, because it's not us thinking that how are we going to do it. In our mind, in our ideas, in our hearts, and in our skill set, we already understand that we already have done it.
For real.
We're thinking of it in past tense. The question is, we're always challenging ourselves the difference.
Wow. It's your boy Styles, Chris Lights On. I got my boy Marcus Calligraph in the house, and right now we really need to check out what these boys have been doing, you know what I'm saying? So check out the calligraph work, man. You know what I'm saying?
again. You know, we in Bulawayo, you know, it's beautiful just coming by, but the bar again. Just getting you a glimpse, Papa. The work, we did it. Caligraph, we did it. Scary and Sober, we did it. Papa Media, we did it. John Cruz Salad, we did it. And this is one of the most beautiful and phenomenal and amazing ways that we keep on doing in and around the country. Support the dream, but more importantly, support the hustle. Sikora. Do it, man. Do it, Mr. Thing. Do it, Mr. Thing. Yeah.
That's the work from Caligraph. My boy Marcus and Nyasha. I think Nyasha will be joining us. We're gonna highlight this brother, man. I don't know where he's counting the dollars. Too much painting is painting. I think I'm about to switch careers now. What you think?
I mean, obviously you're welcome to, because if you're a creator, there's always so many ways of how to express yourself. But I'm like, if you're already a star as far as that is concerned, I mean, take it all the way.
Because I was having the same conversation with Josh, that, you know, as little kids sometimes would play around with different things, but people sometimes they are slow to identify the talent, because the people around us, they admired other people in life. Maybe my pops used to admire pilots. And when I grew up, they're trying to put me in that space where they say, I think my son is going to be, because I always share this story that I used to have the biggest fight growing up when I wanted to be a dancer, but I didn't know what kind of a dancer I wanted to be. Then one time I always share this story about Chuck Norris putting our competition on national Tizo, and my pops is somewhere else, and everyone say, check out your boy, he's on Tizo. And you started getting to appreciate what we do because you saw the love and the passion, and you was like, man, is this what you gonna do, man? You gonna do it, man. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have my back, man. You know what I'm saying? And I also want to understand with you the support when you make this decision, because there are also kids who are in different spaces. Like I said, they are maybe in a rural home or whatever, and they can't afford some of these tools that these people they use nowadays. And you know, a kid is messing around with ashes, is messing around with different tools that they just found, and they are trying to paint a picture, but people, they don't get it. They think maybe the kid is crazy or something like that. I mean, what would you say to this kid sharing and relate with your story? How was the criticism? And for you to get where you are, I know it might have took you some guts to really say, guys, this is what I am. You know what I'm saying?
I think my journey is different. I do also understand the context of you trying to the context of wanting to do art, and you are living in a community where there is no one around them that they can see who has done art, who has actually also has got a certain livelihood that it's admirable.
Yeah.
Like I said, because my parents really were teachers, right? So I've forever been in a space where I've always been encouraged to become what I want to be, because on the day I'm pretty much the driver of my own ship.
Shout out to your parents, man.
You get? So that said, at the end of the day, it was always a matter of, if you want it, go ahead and do it. If you do it to the best of your own ability, because you're representing one yourself, but more importantly, you're also representing us.
Yeah.
So it has always been about do what you can do, but also then to the kid who's interested, or who's actually, if you're using whatever media that you're using, let's say maybe if in the raw areas you're using charcoal, continue doing that, because by doing that, which means what? Because art really is well within the hands. If you're a photographer, it's well within the eye. It's how can you train you to do something and get your hand to get used to actually creating using the different means of what you have. I'm a big believer and a firm believer of what you have is more. It begins with always what you have. It does not begin with now you having paint. But by continuously doing that, then when you also now switch from that to having a brush, from now switching from having a brush to having a can, from when you now switch from having that to having a proper canvas or to having a wall, it comes back. It's how imagination fills and floods into all of these other different medias. But the question, everything begins with where you are at, with practice and more practice. Hence, you build more, you build more stamina, but also you train yourself and your eye then start seeing things differently.
real.
So it's seeing the bigger picture on imagination. It's practice every time. It's loving what you do and sometimes just being stubborn to the ball. Because on the day, the world needs the bold.
For real, for
The
real.
people that will care less about somebody's opinion, but will care more about their own opinion. And finally, when things look in a certain way, the world will also think, oh wow, this is actually beautiful, and then they'll be sold.
For real. Okay, so tell me something about your work now. What has been the most challenging thing that you have done? Because sometimes I'm trying to picture myself that these guys, they can actually go into it. I mean, it's easy. I used
It
to,
looks easy now,
Yeah,
but it's never easy. Every match is different and it's challenging in its own way.
because with me, I actually used to do art before,
Yeah.
pencil art. I used to draw on a piece of paper. I used to, but I think sometimes when you don't really know what you want and you're also trying to figure out yourself, you ended up you touch this, you do this. But I mean, man, you are gonna put maybe a 10 by 10 or maybe a 16 by 16. How I mean, how is that imagination put on a wall? And you guys, I mean, I want to know. I mean, guys, where is the confidence coming from to take the job? And you say, I'm gonna use my hand. I'm gonna put you men up there.
Practice, man.
Tell me something, man.
It's practice. It's also now understanding the how to go about it.
Yeah.
I can never share. Definitely, I'm not in the liberty of sharing you my skill set or what exactly.
Yeah, for
But
real.
it's like it's also coming through to like how can you translate an idea from just a graphic image to scale it to size and bring it up. So now it's no longer about it's that process now because we now understand how to do it. Now it becomes easier. But the to answer your question, it's more practice.
More practice, yeah.
It's more practice. It's doing more murals each and every time. It's looking to date and saying, okay, back then, how many murals have we done today? Right? And those from all of those murals, what have I learned? From each and every mural, there's something to check on. There's something to take on. And all of those take-ons that you check in each and every mural, eventually they add up. And the scope and the picture and now you're doing it now looks easier. But it has been also because of all of those smaller steps and all of those murals that you did over time and over time and over time. That, now you're in a good space where you understand that you can, if they would say, go do a mural in Murambinda, you're like, cool. We just need to get to Murambinda with paint and obviously have a space to sleep so that we wake up the next day and finish the mural or 2-3 days.
I really appreciate the work, man. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you,
appreciate
man.
the work
Thank
because
you.
I mean, when I come to think of it, I mean, me myself as an artist, I mean, for me, it's easy to dance to a music. You know what I'm saying?
You have to practice. That's my
Yes,
that's my
no,
question.
I do have to practice, but the confidence in taking the job. One, I really respect that. You know what I'm saying? Because for me myself, all I have to do is I have to think of an idea, then I have to dance. Then after that, people they can forget about it unless it's recorded. Then you have to put something out there
So
that you are paid to do it. That's gonna be there as long as the owner still wants it there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you've got the confidence to sign a contract and to say, I'm gonna do it. Let's talk about the new project that you've done. I've seen you posting of the bus.
Of the bus.
What really inspired that and what's that all about, man?
So that whole project really is an upcoming video. It was part of an upcoming video. It's called No Fear by Shingai and Vestless.
Vestless is back. Vestless Philo.
Vestless Philo, yeah.
Oh, for real.
Yeah.
I got respect for that brother, man. Shout out to Vestless, man.
Shout out to you, Vestless. Shout out to you, Shingai.
Yeah.
So it's so the idea came about with Shingai. She said she wanted really a bus. She also shared experiences as to what she wants and the colors and everything that she wants. So now it was us translating that idea, but now for the first time it was now in a bus. So it was also a challenging project because it's a different dimension of what we are normally used to.
Yeah.
But we couldn't say no to a challenge because in the day it's still painting.
Yeah, for real.
The only difference is you're painting on metal and then you'll be painting on something that will be constantly moving.
Yeah.
So that was the only difference altogether. And it was beautiful, but more importantly, it was also mind blowing to challenge yourself and to actually look at the work that's done and then look at it and just say, wow.
For real.
So it was also a whole lot of research, a whole lot of looking at the design element that needed to be done and mixing different various stories. And shout out to Scare and Strobo because we worked on that as Scare and Strobo. Shout out to Black or White ZW, aka Sphinx, for coming to up together. So it's also another bigger part of who Calligraph really is we work as a collective. Shout out to Barber Media. They always come through with when we conceptualize with the design so that we are able to do all these amazing and beautiful work. So Calligraph at the heart of heart is a journey of collaborative efforts of people that have added unto us to what we are today. The result of Calligraph is the beautiful story of Ubuntu.
For real.
It takes a village to raise a child. We are simply a child that along the journey has found so many other people that loved it so much, that they did so much for it. That's why we continuously grow, and we can't wait to see what Calligraph has in store for the next 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, 20 years, as long as we are alive, and the legacy also to live on. So that's our story, bro.
For real, man. Calligraphy in the house, man. Lights on. We sharing the lights, man. These guys, they're adding a lot of light, colorful lights to our community and the world at large, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is the part of the show where I really allow you to, if you have anything that you really felt like you really need to express it about yourself, about your art, or just to put up a word out there. Go ahead and shoot, man. You know what I'm saying?
Cool. Just got a few words. To whoever is a creator, continue creating, continue being stubborn along the lines in your journey, continue being passionate, but more importantly, continue researching and doing what you need to do. And shout out also to our boy John's 101.
For real.
Why I'm also giving him a special shout out is because the logo Calligraph is also a result of his beautiful genius creation.
For real.
So I couldn't end it there, but more importantly, I say as long as you are a creator, the possibilities are endless. Continue creating, continue being stubborn, continue doing, and continue fighting.
For real, man. This is a word from my boy Marcus. For you to get in contact with Calligraph, you're gonna check all the details on the comment section. For his email leads to his website page and everything like that. Don't forget to give us a like. Don't forget to comment, and don't forget to highlight Calligraph. They are there to do at your service. You know what I'm saying? So everything about Calligraph, check it on the comment section. I thank you for watching out this show. For my boy Chris Dowes, keep your lights on.
Yeah.